We should see us appear here shortly. It's just taking us live straight away.
Okay.
So we are live, apparently, when we see a video here. There you go. Oh, what a fun job.
Oh my goodness. All right.
You can explain to the... Good noon. You can explain to them 2 seconds while I just go and take care of that, because I think I've shut that in the door.
Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Well, good Monday, everyone. I can see there are quite a few people here, and thank you very much for coming. Interesting times. Okay. So our subscription that we've had for, I don't know, years to be able to do live stream sent us a message and said that our lease was up basically and we had to make a payment. And we've been trying to make a payment now for 10 days. And long story short, I think we're going to switch companies because it seems to be that they can't get their act together. And we explained to them that, you know, it's kind of important that we're able to go live. I don't know if some of you noticed that Facebook wouldn't let us on live a couple of weeks ago when we did our box opening. So I guess there's, anyway, some kind of discrepancy with whatever's going on. So fine. And this prompts me to kind of recap what we said last week, which was we can logically see that our past affects our present. And we understand that things that we're carrying with us from our past definitely inform our now, right?
That's what we were talking about last week.
I'm doing a little recap.
Oh, you're doing a recap. People love that.
So I want to say, yeah, a lot of people did say that last week was very helpful. So I want to say again, if we understand that our past informs and shapes our present, then our present can absolutely, hello, inform and shape our future. For example, this morning, the new system that Anton had worked out wasn't going to let us on either. So, you know, you can get yourself all twisted up and upset and
much like the network cable,
worked up and not accomplish something because you're putting stress and worry into it. Or you can focus and kind of breathe and just get it done.
Breathing is the key to a long life, I believe.
So, let's see who's here.
Gosh, we've got a ton of people.
Geraldine and Helena Rose and Anna and Karen and Gilda and Marmalena and Miranda and Jen and Savannah. All
well,
right.
hello. So I'm looking at the number of likes right now and the number of concurrent viewers, and the two are discongruent. That's a fancy word. That's a fancy word. That means we know you haven't mashed the like button yet. Go on, do it now. It won't cost you a penny. And
well, yeah,
mashing that like button does help.
It does. Because,
a little bit.
YouTube, I guess, are changing things around
Always.
Again. And sadly, to get your content seen, it looks like in the future you may have to pay to boost your video.
Oh no, that was like Facebook, wasn't it?
Right. Well, what I'll say about that was the first couple of times I boosted our Facebook Psychic Fair.
Oh my God.
It was insane. It was a mosh pit.
It was a mosh
right?
pit, literally.
And then the price kept going up, like boost this for $50, boost this for $100, boost this for $200. So I stopped paying to boost Psychic Fair after it meant that I would make no money no matter how many readings we had, because we couldn't possibly read that much. You know, because it's $10 for 10 minutes at the fair. The shop doesn't take very much money from the readings. So I'm worried now that YouTube's going to go the same way, but we'll see what happens.
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, Google is an advertising company. Google on YouTube. I mean, they make money out of advertising, don't they? But, I mean, they insert advertising. You guys may have noticed, because our channel is monetized, you will find advertising in in
They
our
jump in our
broadcasts.
videos, yeah.
So they jump in, and we do make a fraction of a penny or three
Oh,
from
yeah, I
that.
think that we make like, I don't know, about a penny a short, maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
So I think that shorts is what they're going to want people to boost.
Do you know what I have determined? And this sounds really funny because we talked about, with Facebook, our personal experience there of advertising on Facebook, and the way that we got a ridiculous amount from the first go, and then it became the diminishing returns.
Right.
I think there's an element of you have to do saturating advertising to actually get people to notice you nowadays. I mean, you look at the adverts that annoy us on TV. I know there's one particularly that gets to you. That's how classy, but it's just...
The lady that's talking about butt cracks, I can't cope with that one.
We don't do butt cracks on this show. But it is, I think there's so much vying for our attention in everyday usage.
Well, it's why they went to shorts, because they said that the average attention span has gone from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. Great,
that might
isn't
be
it?
it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wonder why I keep disappearing off
Anyway,
camera.
I don't want to talk about all that. But we do want to say
we worry
showing
about...
up really helps us.
It does.
That watching videos, even if they're in the background, it looks like the algorithm takes into consideration how long a person watches one of your videos.
It does, yeah.
And if the person liked the video, I was doing some research on how they figure out how to show what to who, Well, because I think that what we have to offer is very helpful. And I think that once people find us, they love us, right?
This is true. I don't think we've actually had anybody, you guys, nobody writes, you lot suck.
No, and the same is for the store. We get every week, somebody comes in and says, I never knew you were here. Mm-hmm. And we've been there since 97 in that location, right?
Yep.
30 years open. I never knew you were here. And people who are really working on understanding the craft love it because they can ask questions, get proper information. We're a little snooty, but we've been in the craft a long time too. So,
we're well seasoned.
well, no, we're going to help people. We have this this gentleman, Southern gentleman, who keeps writing to me on our Lisa and Anton page.
He seems
and
like
he's
a sweet
trying
fella.
to figure out how to do spell work.
Mm.
And I said, look, we're going to have to establish some kind of
Baseline.
so that I can help you. Like my first question is, are you Wiccan? No. I said, okay. You can do spell work and witchcraft and pretty much be of any religion. You could be a Christian witch, but, I'm going to be looking at whatever you're asking me from Craft of the Wise, from Wicca.
Mm-hmm. Because that's our field of experience.
Well,
frankly.
I'm not Wiccan. I said, okay, first of all, perhaps it might be better to find a mentor on the path you're on. I'm not on a path.
Yeah, I think that became apparent.
I said, okay. So he wants to do a love spell. So we went through explaining how you can't...
Did we have the ethics chat?
We had the ethics chant. You can't, do something
manipulate the free will of another. That is never good.
Went through all that. And I helped him out, and he was good for a week or so. And then I got another email, text, whatever, from him yesterday that said he'd like to do a song spell.
An Engling? It's quite Englinian. It's quite hard,
Well, we didn't even go to that. He wanted to use lyrics of a song as a spell.
Interesting.
And I said, yeah. Again, he'd already got the background of no messing up somebody's free will and all that good stuff.
A song really is a spell, though, isn't it?
Well,
Kinda.
so we established that he wasn't really going to do a spell. What he was doing was more like a manifesting prayer. So we got to that part. And I said, well, do you have a big good thing? Do you, do you have a relationship with a god or a goddess or... Nope, atheist. I said, okay. Do you believe in the law of the universe? Like, that the universe exists? Yes. I said, okay. So we adapted a spell for him to kind of do a prayer to the universe for love for his highest good. So again, that's what we are about. We want to help people. Yes, we have bills to pay, and it would be nice if we could get somewhere with that. And if we could establish Celtica, we could help a lot more people.
Celtica so mote be.
Celtica so mote be. But anyway, we're doing the best we can. So none of that is really what I wanted to talk about today, but I thought I'd put it out there. Do we have any other channel members I need to write down?
We've got a ton of people that have appeared now. So where did we get to last?
I've got
Shannon. Hello, Shannon.
Okay. Cass.
Cass has joined us as well. Yeah, we're doing good, thank you. It's a little chaos ad nauseum this morning trying to get everything right. And we've got who else have we got joined us here? We've got Magickal.
Magickal, we don't really do readings on our Magickal Mondays.
But what you're saying concerns me.
So, I will pull a card for you really quick, and then we'll get on with what's going on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you have a place of safety? Seriously?
I think somebody is definitely trying to get one over on you. And, like while you weren't looking, they may have emotionally captured you in a sense. But I want you to see that in the background...
Camera's there.
Oh, sorry. In the background of this shot, there's a little army coming to the rescue. So figure out somebody who you can trust and get yourself to a place of safety. And then the situation will follow suit, right? I don't know how long you've been here, but we've just said that our past influences our present, and our present influences our future. So if you don't move, you're not going to move. So you need to get going. Find out who you trust, who's your little army in the corner, and get to a place of safety.
A place of safety, I think, is important. Everything else can follow from there. And yes, I know there's probably a lot of people who can relate to your situation. To be caught in a position, I'm going to assume of domestic abuse as
abusive family member. Well,
not good. Not good at all.
You can divorce family just like you could divorce anyone else.
You can.
And I understand that you may not have money or means, but if you really think about it, there's someone you can trust. A clergy or a friend or someone from the past, and you can get yourself out of it. You don't have to stay there.
True.
I think that sometimes we think we owe people, but we don't really owe them anything. We've probably already paid them in advance.
Indeed.
Anyway.
So there's little we can do to help where we are, other than send you good juju. You've got to have somebody. Just think slightly laterally. There's got to be somebody who can render you some practical assistance right now.
Yep. Everybody here is saying positive things, good advice. Go to the DSS. Go to a shelter. They're sending you energy and prayers. So you got this. You just have to focus on being safe.
That's first.
And focus on positive energy. And I know that sometimes when we're hurting really badly, it's hard not to feel anything but the hurt.
Indeed.
But if you use your present to focus on your future, you can make a better future for yourself.
I mean, just to give you an idea, I mean, we have an amazingly beautiful community up here in New Paltz where, you know, umpteen people would undoubtedly, you know, do whatever they could to
Right.
actually render practical assistance. But I guess we're a fair ways away from you, is the unfortunate thing. But, you know, there are beautiful people out there, seriously. I mean, you've only got to look at the little bit of fellowship that we've got going on in the chat right now. There is, you know, for every evil, horrible thing in this world, there's a balancing thing,
Right.
you know. And we've always said that's part of our remit, is to try and bring back, restore balance,
Right.
you know,
think of
restorative
maybe
justice. Yes.
you know, some groups that you belong to and somebody that you've kind of built a little bit of a relationship with, who might live near you, who could drive you somewhere if you don't have transportation, and just get yourself on the road to a better place. All right.
Yes.
So
Well, what are we talking about today?
we were talking about how last week's chat, a lot of people really thought about it.
It resonated, I
Right?
think.
We said that if our past affects our present, right, informs our present, informs our situations and actions that are happening right now based on what happened in the past, then our present will eventually be our future's past. Oh, what? But
Yesterday's tomorrow's past. What?
but our present can absolutely affect and inform our future. So, we just have to learn to think positively and clearly and attach our energy to good rather than attach our energy to bad. Right? Like, you know, when we think about things and we think about all of the negative things, we manifest in reverse, right?
do.
What if nobody comes to the store today? What if we don't have any customers?
What if it's just
What if it's
tumbleweed?
blah blah blah? You know, you know, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a day with no customers and be in the hole for bills, right? But if you wake up and think, there's no reason why we wouldn't have a ton of customers today.
Well, there isn't.
So people are coming in and they're finding just what they need. And, you know, that kind of thing. If you focus on a more positive thing, then people come in and say, I never knew you were here and I'm so glad I found you and I really needed this tarot and you know, let me ask you questions about that. And you kind of have to get in that
Mode.
in that ray,
That reality.
in that stream of awen, of the positive, everything is happening to me in all good ways, everything is happening to me for good reasons, and not let yourself kind of fall into the, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of here, this is going to be
Suck down the drain.
right? So, and I know that there are some very intense and heavy things that it's very hard sometimes to detach from. That, you know, you're still having that anger or that disbelief or the grief or whatever it is from the past that is still stuck on you. But again, what I had said was the idea is to go back to a time where there was bliss and positive energy and use that to kind of ride your way forward, you know.
To remember what it feels like.
And if you honestly cannot attach to something that you have experienced, then it's perfectly okay to imagine what is my perfect life? What is my perfect day? What is my perfect moment? What is it that I would look forward to that would bring me this deep happiness? And kind of plant those seeds, right? So if you can't remember ever being happy or healthy or wealthy or whatever it is that you want to manifest, think about it, imagine it, and move towards that. Savannah saying.
Oh yeah, and this is something that I tell people to do, Savannah, when, especially if somebody's struggling with, feeling okay or struggling with their self-esteem or being motivated. I always say, write something down on your pad before you go to bed that you feel good about yourself. That just that one thing. It doesn't matter what it was. It could be like, I made some kick-ass cookies. I made such and such laugh so much that he nosed his coffee. Whatever, But it's something about you that you feel good at. And then that becomes the last thought, and it's embedded. Because what Savannah's saying is, I heard something the other day that if you do your manifesting just as you're falling asleep, your subconscious hangs onto it, and that works on manifesting the next 8 hours or however long while you sleep.
Absolutely.
It's true. It's what the seed we plant. It's the seed we plant in other.
I go to sleep repeating a very simple mantra, which is very much like it would be counting sheep. And I fall asleep to this very simple mantra. And if I'm going to watch something, on YouTube, the one that I watch last is always something very uplifting or where somebody's accomplishing something. And many times it's Louise Hay. Something
you
very
like that,
I do, because she gets it, right? Yeah. All right. So, I think sometimes our ability to connect to this discernment is...
It's a good word, discernment.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of readings that have pointed towards discernment these past few weeks.
Oh, lather, rinse, repeat, I think.
Yeah,
it's like really
with
hammered home.
Yeah, the daily tarot and the tarot scopes, and there's a lot about choices, right? And how we were raised is our past that informs our present and our future too.
It's part of our conditioning. Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm always quoting my mom saying, if you get up in the morning and you can't decide if you feel good or not, pick good and you'll feel better. And that's absolutely true. And I've said that before, and she was always like, well, and if you can't feel good, try to look good and you'll feel better.
It's just something to focus on, positive, isn't it? You're seizing onto the positive.
And when we get ourselves in practice of this kind of positive energy, discernment, thinking about things in positive ways, understanding how things work, then things become easier to understand all over the place. Right? We understand the difference between reacting and responding, and we understand how to dig a little deeper and respond, and how to connect to something better for us, right? I also think that thinking about things and getting them explained, or at least explaining them to ourselves, helps us to learn too. Right.
If we understand the mechanism of what's going on, you can't fix something unless A, there's a problem, and B,
how does it work?
You know the mechanism of the problem, so you can apply the appropriate remedial action to rectify it.
So I know I've said this before, but I'm going to repeat it because I think that it will inform you about me.
I'll try not to sneeze over you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
the pollen's doing a number on me today.
Pollen reaction. Oh. All right. So I was raised with kind of grandparent parents. My mom was 42 when I was born, and my dad was 48.
So older than mine.
By the time I was 5 or 6, they were not young. They were not old, but they were like grandparent parents.
True.
And I think because their firstborn child was mentally retarded, epileptic, and had cerebral palsy, they learned a lot about parenting from that situation. So by the time I came along, they were grandparent parents, and they had learned patience. And I had the best opportunities because they would explain everything. Right? And I know I've said this before, right? So, there's this puddle and I want to jump in it.
Sploosh.
Right? My mom would not just say, no! She'd say, wait. You have a hole in your shoe and a cut on your foot. And there could be bacteria and germs and terrible things that make you sick in that water. so you shouldn't do it. Okay. So this is like that critical path analysis. She didn't just say no with no explanation. She said no, and she gave a reason. And sometimes later on, you know, like if you were asking, could you do something or have something or whatever, and she might say no with no explanation. And then later on, she might come back and say, you know, I've got more information about your question, and I'll explain it to you this way, and I'm going to let you go ahead and do it, knowing that this is the reason I said no in the first place, and maybe you could overcome, you know, these things. And I think that has really helped me to deal with the bombardment of crazy that have been the last 7 years or so.
There's been a fair amount of crazy in the world, that's for sure.
An intense cycle, a Saturn cycle, really. It's been an intense cycle of things that you really had to yes or no about this, and if yes, how, and if no, why, and you know, but I think that working to getting a deeper understanding of how something works, why you would want to manifest it or why you would want to eliminate it, does help you learn a lot. And having this in your toolbox, this discernment, or this ability for what you call the critical path analysis. This is where I want to be, and how am I going to get there? This is the journey I'm going to set out for myself. And I think also, as esoteric people, as spiritual people, or people who work with divination, when we look at any of the divination tools, divinatory, right? We understand that they're all part of a collective big puzzle, right? So whether you're learning numerology or astrology or tarot or color or chakras or any other divinatory tool, mancy, whatever it is, if you take that same discernment to ask why or how, right? What does this word mean? Where did this word come from?
Oh, that's so
how did it become
revealing
this, right? Because to be truly fluent, we must understand the slang and the background.
The colloquialisms and all those fancy little nuances that creep into language.
But all of these things came from ancient systems, and they, you know, I guess we could say like are tried and true. And we need to learn the language. And that's why sometimes people get really upset with me when I say, you can either read the tarot or you can make up what you'd like about the pictures, right? So it's like opening a book and understanding enough to read it in that language, right? You open a book, it's in a foreign language, but you sort of speak that language, so you can read that book.
Get the gist of it, perhaps.
But you may not speak that language at all, and you can look at the picture in the book to try to get an idea of what the story is, right? Oh, look, there's a person at a train station. I bet this narrative is about this person taking a trip. Well, you might be right. Or they might be at the train station to throw themselves on the tracks, or they might be at the train station to pick somebody up. So, yes, you could make up your own story, but if you learned the language and you had an understanding, your story would be more accurate.
Well, yeah, because the thing is with the tarot, they have archetypal correspondence that's been around since the tarot was created.
Imprinted are astrology, numerology, color.
They call the cards the major arcana and the minor arcana, and arcane means a secret. There is something hidden within there. So it's well worth, if you're setting out to learn the tarot, truly learning the secrets of the tarot and digging into it. That's not to say that your personal intuition doesn't play an extraordinarily valid role. It doesn't.
Right. I'm saying you could still make up a story. Absolutely.
But when you take the two together, you take your intuition and you take the classical arcane wisdom, if you will, from the cards, you gain so much more. It's like,
because you'll read between the lines.
It's greater than the sum of its parts.
Right. You'll be able to read between the lines, not just read the lines, right? I'm sure that some of us have been able to read a book and just read it quickly or skimmed over it or like missed a part anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Didn't see that.
What I'm trying to say is when you read the sentence, think about, well, why is that there? Like if we take any card.
Oh, the King of Cups.
Any card, and we look at it and we think,
what an interesting sort he is.
Why is that there? Why is he dressed in yellow and red?
And blue.
Why do his shoes look like scaled slippers?
Wow. It's a very strong connection.
Why is there this same fish that's on the cup page of cups jumping towards the king's cup? If we start to think about it,
and say the Mabinogion, for example.
The Mabinogi,
yes,
for example.
The Mabinogion. There you go. You could spend even that's for those of you that know, and I'm sure a good many of you guys do. The Mabinogion is in fact a miss. What do they call it? Mistranslation, because Mabinogi is already plural, so it's the plural with the Mabinogion. So it's like the stories is.
Right. I know.
Yeah,
somebody had posted that. I belong to a couple of Welsh groups, and the algorithm for Facebook can't figure me out because, of course, I'm anyway.
I love it.
Well, it's interesting because like somebody was asked, put up a picture and said, "Where is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, and I answered.
Hey, the first time I was in New York City, somebody came up to me and I. How do you get to say? I actually knew, believe it or not.
We were coming on the train at Grand Central Station. The old Japanese lady asked
how the hell I knew? I don't know, but I knew.
39th. And, anyway. Yeah.
Pardon me. I'm so sorry.
Anyway.
The pollen.
So
I've been
somebody
out
had
this morning
somebody
working.
who obviously was not Welsh was arguing with somebody who was Welsh about the name of the Mabinogi. So it's interesting. But yes, that is definitely a story within stories within stories.
Oh,
but just
onions, layers.
I think whenever you have time, stop and ask yourself why.
Why is a good question.
And it could be about something very personal that will inform you, right? You're having a response. Or you're having a feeling or a thought. Why? Why was that my first impression? First impressions are usually correct. What made me feel that way? Why? Like be your own little journalist. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Why am I feeling this way? What in my past is informing this energy now? Happy Monday, Wendy.
Oh, hi, Wendy.
I got to write Anna on here too. My gosh.
You've got the whole gang's here.
Okay, I got Anna.
Well, not the whole gang, but
Geraldine, Helena, Anna, Gilda, Savannah, Cass, and Shannon are all the members I've found. So
well, it's lovely. It's lovely to see so many. Thank you so much for joining us.
And then if you start to dig in there and you think, oh, that's why, because of this or that. it does help you with that discernment to figure out how to make the best choice to go forward. And, you don't have to be an expert in every single form of divination to help yourself intuitively. But finding out the basics of something gives you a way to connect that language to a language you already speak. Right? Numerology, for example. I see people post things that make me chuckle, right? On May 5th, somebody wrote, "Look, it's 555, May 5th, 23.
Yeah, you forgot about the 20.
You forgot about the 2. It's actually 557. So, for example, today is a 7, because you can't miss the 20, right? But learning the basics of numerology, what does 1 mean? What does 2 mean? What does 3 mean? That could inform you for understanding the language of the tarot.
3 is such a powerful number, isn't it? If you think about it. I mean, just to go through the 1, 2, 3s, 1 by itself, singularity, can't really be anything, can it? I mean, it exists within it the possibility to be absolutely everything, but as a singularity,
It's nothing.
it is nothing. Well, it's not. It's no thing. It's not nothing.
Right.
It's no thing. Because to have a thing, you have to have the opposite of that thing. So, in other words, if it's hot, you have to have cold, yeah? If it's, wet, you have to have dry. You have to have that opposition, and opposition suck. That's that too, there. That's that, yeah?
Well, the opposition promotes compromise.
But the resolution of opposition, there's where the magic lies, that triangle, which is why we have that, if you will, Wiccan triangle of manifestation. And that's why, there are triads. That's why things are said 3 times sometimes.
To find that resolution.
It really is quite fancy stuff. 5/5's
Savannah's birthday, yes.
Oh, well. Many happy returns. Forgone now, of course.
Randy, your lucky number is 4. That's foundation.
It is. 4s are kind of cool. They're very square. But not really, because they're square, but they're not a cube.
Cube is
6, because you've got another 2 sides.
All right.
We could think about this.
And then if you come from a place of astrology, you can put astrology and put your knowledge of that to learn how to read the tarot.
Oh, wakey, come on. Where are you going to? Thank you. I don't know why my computer just decided to go to sleep. It wouldn't have affected anything. Oh gosh, there's lots of people,
Chris.
more people joining us.
More
Gosh.
people.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. So, just before my computer really
I said
went
if
to
you
sleep,
learn astrology, you can apply that to the tarot and you'll have a way to start to speak that language.
there is, yeah. There was something all about numbers, and it's all gone now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is what you do to me all the time. Now the computer's
Well, it's
doing
just
it to
because
him,
it's just
that's
because my computer just decided to go to sleep. That's it. Lucky numbers and all that fun stuff. And Jupiter. Yeah.
Jupiter?
Expansion.
Can you expand on that?
I got it. I know what I was talking about.
Oh.
Numerology and numbers and music.
Oh.
Root, 3rd, 5th makes a chord. Okay, that's a triad. So that's the root, the 3rd, and the 5th, which sounds great. We can now go up and we can make chords more complex by adding a 7th or a 9th. Ooh.
Why are these all odd numbers?
Well, here's the thing. If you put a 4th in there, it would be a suspended 4th. Because it's somewhere between the 3rd and the 5th, the 4th. And it's interesting because that suspended 4th cries for resolution. You can't leave it just hanging there. Musically, it's just weird. I should have brought a keyboard in. I could have plonked all this out. And you could have seen it, because you can't just. If you just finished a song on a suspended 4th, that would be the sort of thing we do with alchemy.
Yeah.
Leave people standing on one leg in the middle of a dance. Yeah, fun stuff. But it's music, math, numbers. Everything. It's
color.
It's all part of the universe.
Resonance.
Yes, resonant frequency, and it's part of that energy. And you think about energy as we go from the lowest slowest moving, you know, right the way up to, you know, the electromagnetic spectrum, you know, which is all cool and light and fun stuff.
So,
and, gosh, everybody's...
Color, you can understand your tarot by understanding color. All kinds of things will help you with your divinatory understanding.
Savannah, no, you are learning the tarot well enough, but you've just got to accept that you will never know everything, and nobody can.
I want to know everything.
I want to know all the things too, but there's always stuff we learn, and this is good because we're attuned then to learning. People said to me, you know, as you get older, you learn less. I have to disagree. I have to disagree completely. I am now, I mean, if I could go back to school now, man, would I suck it up? Because I have got such an avaricious appetite for
also
knowledge
have
now,
life experience to understand. You have things to compare it to.
I got more tools in my toolbox, I guess.
Exactly.
That's it. I can't accept that. Well, you're going to have to accept that.
You'll never know everything? I can't accept that either. But I think that's why we have to keep coming back. All right, look, we got
a ton
7
of
readings to do, so I think we'll get off to it. Would you like to start and do Geraldine this time?
All right.
Because I started with Geraldine, I think, last time.
I love Geraldine. She's such a good sort. Who we got here? Oh, Geraldine. This is a fun card. This is the 8 of Cups, in case you're wondering. I'll just hold it up there. And it's interesting that this pattern is incomplete, but we're sort of taking a sabbatical. We're sort of moving away from it. And this card to me, I don't know if you guys know, but a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I used to do technical training for Apple. And one of the things I used to tell people is, remember the human element. Remember the human element. Sometimes you obsess about something and you dig in and you won't let it go. You've got to figure it out. I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure this out. And before you know it, you're digging a big hole for yourself, you know, trying to fix a problem that actually is a misperception. You know, you've not quite got it all worked out. So the smart thing to do is take your head somewhere else. Not just, you know, nip outside, have a cup of coffee or whatever and mull it over more, but literally take your head somewhere else. Get into something different for a period. And then when you come back to that, because you haven't smashed all this to the floor, when you come back to it, you're going to see it in a completely different light and get a grasp on it straight like that, you know? But you have to take yourself out. So this is, I feel it's being called for a little bit of a sabbatical, something that you've been almost bashing your head against the wall on. Just walk away from it for a moment and allow yourself to regroup. Put your thoughts and your energy somewhere else. And when you choose to come back to this, it'll all make a lot more sense. That's my 2 cents for you, Geraldine.
All right, so I have Helena.
So guys, just to be a nudge, if you haven't pressed that like button yet, and I can tell straight off you haven't. Well, not everybody, because I'm looking at the number of viewers based at the number of likes. So please mash that like button. Pray continue.
All right. Oh, Helena. I think things are really coming together. I think you're going to be feeling a very deep sense of security and family, and just like feel a true sense of arrival within yourself, arriving at a very sacred place within yourself, and comfort in your surroundings. So I think that's a very positive card.
That's a lovely card. That's a really, really lovely card.
So you have Anna.
Anna banana. She's not a banana. Oh, choices. I love this because, you know, and choose you must is the thing. A choice must be made. However, not everything is exactly as it appears. Nor is it necessarily otherwise, but you probably know that by now. But the wonderful thing is life is a game of choices. It really is. But it's not a fire and forget scenario, this is like, you make a choice, it doesn't mean that you can't apply remedial action, you know, test and adjust. So don't think that by making a choice you are completely committed down that path for the rest of your natural life, because you're not. and just try to practice that magical word again, discernment. Discernment, because there's a lot of things being presented to you that warrant a closer look, but a choice has to be made, and you will make the right choice. I know it.
All right, and I have Gilda.
Ah!
Reach into the magic bag.
The magic bag.
Gilda.
A chariot. I love this card.
Well, it's because we've just been working on it.
We're still working on it, but I love this card. Oh my.
You know, sometimes things are exactly how they appear to be, and other times they are nothing like they appear to be. So I'm going to say that you may be caught in a little bit of the place where you're trying to discern if you should believe that something is real or if you should believe if something is not real. Now, I think the only way to get past that place is to take a little bit of a chance, right? So your past can only give you so much information because the future is a different situation.
Oh, she's getting lyrical.
So I think that try to move forward a little bit, exercise control, and then reread the situation once you've taken a step. More information is needed to make the right decision.
Cool, blimey. Could read that with the 7 of Cups as well.
Savannah is next. It's the Shaun of the New
It's
Day.
the Shaun of a New Day. What a cool name.
Quick question. For the last 5 days, every morning I pull one card and it's been reversed all but one day. Should I be concerned? We don't read reversed.
No, doesn't bother
We
me in
think
the
you
least.
have 78 meanings. You don't need 156. But I would say that in this case, you might feel that reversed could diminish the information a little bit or diminish the understanding, right? So in other words, if you had like the 9 of Pentacles, which is great wealth, and it kept coming up reversed, 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 you might think that the wealth was not so great. That's the only way I would apply reversed, but I don't think you need to have 156
Yeah,
meanings.
I mean your mileage will vary.
Yeah.
I know people who do read reverse, but I'm not one of them. So
No,
so
we
there
don't
you
read
go.
reversed.
Yeah,
Savannah is next.
here she is. Let's have a look for Savannah.
Gosh, this is the quickest hour. Oh, nice.
This is not bad. Not bad. All right. So I love this. Again, this is a card of great promise, great fecundity, great, what's the word I'm looking for here? Fertility, but not necessarily in the patter of tiny feet
Growth,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah, more like a project or something coming together really, really well. And it's taken a while because, you know, a field of wheat doesn't grow overnight. It does take a while. But it's ripe and ready for harvest at this point. And so from your wheat you can produce anything. You've got you know, bread, which is yummy. You've got beer, which is even more yummy than bread. But there's so much you can actually do, and I think this is this really is. I feel at this stage, Savannah, you've earned the right to have that kind of flexibility to what you do from here on out, if that makes sense. You can foster a new project. You can enjoy the fruits of your labours. I think this is very much like the world is your oyster at this particular moment in time, and so, you know, enjoy it. Why not? You know, just you know, be graceful and beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think
So
that's...
Shaun of the New Day is saying, can't wait for the next Witches Tea Party. Yes, we are doing live Witches Teas. This coming Wednesday the 14th is Danny's class. And there's still some openings if you want to do that. And then the 21st is the next tea. I have Cass.
We have a haunted teapot. You turn it on and it makes the most amazing moans and groans. It's oh, I like
Cass,
this one.
Ace of Cups. Aces, ones, are new beginnings. And this one is kind of considered to be the Holy Grail. You know? I feel like it's saying peace of mind. You know? Maybe you haven't had any real peace of mind in a while. I sometimes call this card my exhale card, where, okay, I can stop sucking my breath in now. I'm in a place where I can relax a little bit, exhale, have some peace of mind. And I do think there are some really good offers here about fresh starts and how to move forward and plan out the next section of life. All right, and
who we got now?
You got Shannon.
Shannon. What do we got for Shannon? Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Shannon, again, I feel, love, I've just got to remind you, be mindful about wearing the badges you think other people want to stick on you. Honestly.
Don't think you don't fit in, because you probably fit in a lot more than you think.
Yeah, here's the thing that's really, really important. And as my grandfather would say, who I never met, he'd say, hey lass, you know, what thee thinks others think of these, none of thee business.
Wow, that became a great Facebook meme. He must have been informing people.
It did?
Yeah.
When?
Oh, that's been all over the place. What other people think of you is none of your business.
Cheeky buggers. I claim copyright on that. Well, my grandfather, because that's been like, you
Your
know,
message for a while.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and honestly, you know,
It's been stolen from you.
probably. We are trendsetters. We know that. So honestly, what you think others think of you is none of your business, and you're probably bloody wrong anyway. What's important, lass, is what they think of themselves. You know, what
do
you think of
yeah.
yourself. You know, that is the really, really important thing. You know, are you nurturing yourself? Are you providing positive feedback to yourself? Are you
What are you setting up for your future?
Yeah, are you helping yourself grow and move forwards into a place of warmth and light? Or are you choosing to struggle, feeling on the outside, you know, isolated from all? Because you aren't. You aren't. It's down to you, and it's down to you to really apply that corrective action, Shannon. Okay? All right.
All right.
Who else we got?
We are trendsetters, because I was the one who invented
You've invented everything.
the
Coffee tables?
yeah, the chest being a coffee table, and then everybody had a chest as a coffee table.
I don't know. We did that ages ago.
And I had the word foodie before anybody had.
Before they nicked it
food.
as somebody who's an
So now
aficionado
your
in food.
grandfather's a meme.
Well, you know, long before. Never met him. William Harry Holt. I honour his name and his existence.
All right.
Yeah.
Those who are remembered live.
Absolutely.
Well, it's quite a show for you there, folks.
Good Lord, that's an hour just gone.
I know. We
Like
have
that.
so many things to accomplish today. And hopefully we'll be getting a barn video up, or a building of Tea Nova Bach. And 20 chicks arrived. So we've got that to go and take care of too. They arrived last Thursday, and they are very sweet and cute, and I love all the little fluff butts. So
That's too many.
I
have to build a huge chicken coop. Now.
Yes, he's got to build the chicken coop, because right now they're in a little brooder, but they'll outgrow that in about a month.
2 weeks, probably. Yeah, no, they're gonna.
Well, you see
need
how big.
space.
Lily's 3 are 5 weeks old tomorrow. They're doing really well. What's this?
Is that deck available at the shop? I like the larger size.
Yes.
Indeed it is, Shaun of the New Day. It is, in fact, it's called the Giant Rider Weight. And
I like to teach class with it, yes.
We could almost do more of that. Can you explain more of where the membership button is? If you're on a computer, just hit the join. If not, I can find it. I have to jump over to another one, but I can do this right now. I'll throw you the link. Just give me a second here. Just one moment. I have to go. No, I have to go to a new thing here.
Okay.
So let's go here. Oh, I can get it from here. I go to content. They're all still looking at me, so I must be careful not to scratch my nose or anything.
Oh, right. Okay.
As you do, you know. B. Let's find.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find where I've got the join link. Here we go. Badam. I want that there. I copy that. I can close that. I can come back here. And now I can do this. Look at that. As if by magic.
Oh, how spiffy.
There you go. There's the link to become a channel member. And the wonderful thing is, if you do decide to become a channel member, you're going to earn you're going to earn $5 in karma points, whatever.
Right, so
a month.
You can be a regular channel member for $4.99 a month, and we'll give you $5 in karma points. Or if you go for the A team,
A-list.
Right? A-list.
The A-list.
It's $20 a month. We still give you your $5 in karma points, and then you'll get to another section.
The super secret bit.
Where we have other little things going on.
Which is cool and trendy for
right.
us. So there you go. That's wonderful, guys. It's been a joy and a privilege to be with you today.
And I think we're off to the races.
Yeah, it was. I apologise for the slightly frustrating and discombobulated start, but we got there in the end. We made it work. That's it. Capitulation is never an option.
Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you
so
much.
Be blessed.
Remember,
have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Your present is informing your future. Think good thoughts. Peace. Blessed be.
Bye.